Hello and welcome to TB Consulting's demo of Christie's bare metal backup software. In this case, we're going to restore a previously backed up machine back to a bare metal server. We're going to use VMware's ESXi in order to demo this on here. So we have a bare metal machine. You can see that we have already set the CD-ROM drive to connect to an ISO that's in our data store. That ISO was previously recreated with Christie's backup software, and what it allows is the computer to go ahead and load an operating system. It's Windows PE, so it is going to reach out to the network and it's going to find all of the things that we need in order to accomplish this backup. You'll see that it starts to load, and as soon as it loads up, it's going to be able to connect to the network via DHCP, and that will allow us to get to the share where we had saved our backup when we had done the backup on this bare metal server. So now it's going to go through and it's going to load the device drivers that it's going to need in order to do the backup restore. So here we click the Start the Manual Recovery wizard so that we can go through the settings that we need. And it's going to lead us through finding the actual backup itself. So we're going to go find the file. And here on this screen you'll see we type in the server that it's on. It didn't have a place for authentication, but once it tells us that error message, then it opens up a place where we can put in the credentials needed in order to reach the share on the network and be able to access the backup that we created. It's going to go through pretty quickly here. It allows us to specify a key if we had encrypted our backup. And then as we start it now, we're going to fast forward through, but you're going to see how quickly it actually can restore this file back up to the bare metal server. It's going to create any partitions that are needed. So if the original server had a C drive, a E drive, an F drive, and a G drive, then you'll see those show up here as it goes through and it creates those partitions. Then it'll lead us through selecting the data sets we want to restore, and then we can start the restore at that point. As you can see, we're going to fly through this pretty quickly. We've moved up the speed so that we can fast forward to the end. But we're storing about 14 gigabytes with this server, which obviously for a server that's not that large. But this will give you an idea of just how quickly this can put those files back onto the server and how quickly you can get a server back up and running. In our backup environment, we use Actifio as our primary backup solution. But when we have an environment that also has physical servers that need to be backed up, then we use Christie in conjunction with it. And we'll back up the bare metal server maybe once a week just to keep the system settings correct. And then we'll back up the data with Actifio, which is doing either a nightly backup, maybe twice a day. You'll also see that you can change the computer name, the IP address. You can add device drivers if you need to because a device is changed. And then when we go ahead and reboot, you'll see it'll go back, it'll start up in the same way. You'll see the operating system begin to load here. And we have sped things up so that we don't have to show you the entire length of it, but it generally loads just as if the machine were coming up. And within a matter of minutes, you're able to log onto the machine and begin operation. And since this is a restore of a machine that we had been backing up previously with Christie, it's already got that backup schedule already set into it. So there's no need to make any changes on that. And once the machine is fully restored, you're ready to resume operations.